you're joining me. Hey, when you come on, say hello, hello, hello. Hey, this is time to ask any questions. Say hello, hello, hello. Tell me where you're watching me from. Here to talk about your workouts, eating habits, motivation, getting you clear and focused on getting fit. That and anything you want to talk about, our experience. Now that we're a little bit older, Workouts for Older Men Live. That's what's for, our continual connection. Again, if you are watching me on Facebook at 𝗕𝗁𝗂𝗏 or on Facebook at Workouts for Older Men, if you are watching me on YouTube, tell me that you're watching me there. Tell me what you're loving about this connection. But again, this is the time to ask your questions. I come here just about every single night about this time, right? Just to connect, just to remind you of your fitness goals, what you're all about, how to take it to the next level, right? Talk to men like you all the time, all right? And a lot of things that I see from my vantage point, some common mistakes that I'd like to talk about. But I really love the interaction when I come on here and you have your questions. And, we can talk about anything when I come on here. We don't have to necessarily talk about fitness. I don't know about you, but man, I tell you, it's just getting inundated now with social media and everything like that. I'm not just talking about fitness. It's, you just get everything just thrown at you. It's, you get numb, you get desensitized. I mean, what's exciting anymore? I mean, are you feeling that? Is it maybe a phase that I'm going through, right? That's why, like I said, if you guys want to talk about life, ask me any questions about life, be more than happy to talk about what you're interested in most. I am going to put myself through a journey, and I want to invite you. If you've heard of the book or the challenge 75 Hard, Andy Frisella, he has a book out. It's a challenge for 75 days, and there's the principles that no cheating on your diet, working out twice a day for 45 minutes. All right, drinking a gallon of water, reading business book or personal development, anything nonfiction, reading that 10 pages at least every single day. Right, these are the critical tasks for 75 straight days. No excuses at all. Let's see here. I want to make sure I have all these principles. And then the fifth one is take progress pictures every day. So on May 11th, I will be turning 75 days before I turn 60 years old. So I'm just looking for just a challenge, something to push me, something, that's pretty extreme. Do you have to work out 45 minutes twice a day to have a great physique? No, you don't have to, especially if you know what to do. And that's what I help you do. Again, look in the description of this video and see all the different ways that I can help you with one-on-one coaching. But, it's not really about that. It's about the challenge, pushing myself. And I'm really looking forward to that. Just, do you ever feel like you just need just a challenge, just something to push you? And that's what I'm looking for. So let's see here. I want to acknowledge you guys for being here. Kirk, hello on YouTube. Good to have you here. And let's see. Stephen, you look awesome. Well, thank you so much, Stephen. Appreciate that. I tell you though, I am like I said, I want to push myself. All right. I think that I don't know, this whole pandemic, and it's not necessarily what I went through, but just all the emotion, all the misdirection, all the right over the last couple of years, and even how much I wasn't affected. So many people were affected in so many different ways. And, I really think that we're all, well, I can't say for everybody, but we all did what we have to do to get through it. And I know you might be saying, "Oh, well, I hear it's kind of coming back in places," right? But and now after a couple of years of just dealing with it because we had to, it's like this feeling of what the heck did we just do, right? Hello, Brian. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you guys are doing well. Have you felt that too? And that's why I said I'm just looking for a challenge, just to leave it all on the floor. I mean, and I don't even care if I get 5 hours sleep. There's so many things that I want to do as I lead up to my 60th birthday. And one thing, I just want to push my body. I want to push what I do here with fitness, all the different ways, everything, right? Again, not just starting from my physical body, but how I come to you. I've got all these things from getting up in the morning. And if you saw me, I experimented for a while. Then I got injured, nothing to do with fitness. I got injured working out with my 7-year-old son, baseball. But I was doing this in the morning, and I got feedback from you guys, and thinking, wow, doing all those 15-pound dumbbells and exercises on a BOSU ball and jump roping for 3 minutes. We can't do all that, right? And so I'm going to do a very scaled down version that just like early morning in the sunshine, start doing that over, just connecting, just stretching, or just basic calisthenics. Nothing more than just moving our bodies, right? All the way to these shows at night, me working out in the gym, me working out with my kids, everything that I do there, athletic. I'm certainly going to fill up those 2 45-minute sessions. So on my Facebook page, I put the link. You can look up to get the book, 75 Hard, but I'll talk more about that. But again, check that out. I'm going to start on that journey and documenting every facet of it, starting on May 11th. So think about that and go there with me. We're built for this hardcore-ish. Keep it popping. Hardcore. What do you mean by that? The hardcore training? Is that it? All right, guys. Any questions? Anything you want to ask me? Anything you want to talk about? Just pop in here. You guys got big holiday weekend coming off spring break, Easter plans. What do you got going on here? Any suggestions? Anything you want to see from me? Any way I can help you, let me know. And if you're watching the replay version, go ahead and post that down below. Maybe if you got a great suggestion, maybe I'll reach out and we can talk about it. Let's see here. Nightly updates during the challenge. I'm more than nightly updates, Kirk. I think I might make it a point to be on some social media like 2 and 3 times a day, but definitely updates of the whole journey, all facets of it too. Because for this is more than just my physical body. I want to really see what kind of shape I can get in, but it's really about pushing myself in a lot of different ways too. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll share all that too, because we're always growing. I mean, our personal development, right? I don't know what age you are right now, but kind of when you're younger, you think by this age, whatever age you are now, that you'd have it all down and it's just coasting through life. But the challenges never stop. Hopefully the ambition and the excitement and the enthusiasm never stops, and you're going through the journey every single day. So I want to kind of amplify that and go through that with you. All right. So yeah, Steven says yes, life in general, right? Yeah. So one thing here is that looking on social media, I'm looking for ideas, right? And there's all the different personalities, and I think that like sometimes the most exciting personalities are like their personalities a little different, or maybe they're just funny or something interesting about them that has really nothing to do with fitness, or what makes them interesting is that they always have something outrageous and controversial and just off the charts unique about their fitness. And I've been doing this for 32 years, and that really doesn't last very long. I mean, man, they might have a good run, but you know, they're not around. Where, you know, this is more of a lifestyle. I have a more, I don't know, laid back approach, I guess. You know, and I want to keep it focused on what you need to do to get fit. And the challenge is, you know, when men first find me, or not someone who's known me forever, I mean, they just want fitness information. They may think I'm a nice guy, I might throw a story, but it's really about how I explain things and how they can benefit, what they come to me for, and that's fitness. All right. So there's the short window, maybe 3 or 4 months, and then they'll have it down, you know, and now I'm still hitting the basics, right? But if I leave that and tell you interesting stories about my life, or I don't even know, right? I guess you guys decide what's interesting or not, right? Well, then I disconnect from that base of new guys coming in, getting fit. I mean, might be an interesting story about your life and your family and whatever challenge you went through in the past. That's interesting, but I came here, you know, for the fitness, right? So always playing that balance, right, to give you the information you need and somehow make it entertaining. So I just think, you know, that fitness journey, that may be the most interesting I can get. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. You can ask me about any questions. Bob says, hello, Skip. Thank you for all that you do. All my best to you and yours. Well, thank you so much, Bob. Yeah. What is that specifically, how you're finding value? Sometimes a lot of men say it's just the connection, reminding about fitness, you know, just showing a positive energy on their phone, and they're interested in fitness, and it ties in because I want to do more of that for you. I talked to a lot of guys. Again, a lot of guys come to me for coaching. Again, check the description of this video, all the different ways I can help you with one-on-one coaching, shorter term coaching, longer term coaching, but we can see what's best for you. You can reach out, give me a call. We can talk about that. It's about building a life. It's a journey. I get it. Respect to you. Yeah. Definitely a journey. No doubt about it. All right, guys. Well, there's our connection for today. It's good seeing you. I hope you guys, if you celebrate Easter with your family, get out. Well, happy Easter to you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Again, if you got a question, post it down below. And maybe your question that you posted by watching the replay version, that is the topic, the focal point of the next time I just come on answering your question here on Workouts for Older Men Live. All right, so let's live with the sense of urgency. We have to, let's see here. What are my thoughts on dry fasting? I mean, what? These terms, what is the difference between dry fasting? Up versus water fasting. So dry fasting or absolute fasting restricts both food and liquid. It doesn't allow any fluids, including water, broth, or tea. It's different from most fasts, which encourage water intake. There are many ways to fast. Haven't heard a lot. Heard a lot about, you know, fasting. Haven't heard about dry fasting. I'm curious, what are your thoughts on that? You know somebody who's done that? Are you doing that? See, I tell you, I am, this is the way that I see doing this fitness and really being on the internet since, I don't know, 1993, right, when we had dial-up connection. See, there's basic organizing principles to help you build muscle, lose fat, be healthy and fit, right? And, you know, everything that you do, every diet, every training program has those, or, you know, they fulfill those basics, but it's something that's special, unique, and different that's going to get all the attention, not just the basic stuff that's boring, right? But all of those, you know, whether it's a special diet or a special fasting or a special way to fast, they all have the core elements that make them work. So when you ask me about, you know, fasting, dry fasting, keto, or any type of training program, see, my mind just knows the organizing principle that makes them work. So I just focus on that. I said, okay. So it comes down to, what do you believe in? What gets you excited? What makes you say, you know what, that makes sense to me. You know, I haven't been doing this fitness thing wrong. I've tried this, I've tried that. Hey, you know, whether it's somebody recommended it to you or it just makes sense to you, it gets you excited. You have the anticipation that it's going to work. Something about it, all right, with all the different ways that you jump into it, so you'll follow through with it. All right, you get excited about it. Now, all of them have their elements of science or, you know, supposed these advantages, but in the big picture, it's the organizing principle, all these diets and training programs that make them work. And then it's your preference that excites your imagination, gets you interested, right? Gets you to commit, something about it. And you may not even know how this all works. It doesn't matter. If you are committed, if you're excited about it, if you believe and follow through, and it has the organizing principles, which they do, then you will have a better chance of success. As far as, you know, this element of fasting and what it does to this, to that, the hormones, to, you know, peak hours, you know, whatever, keto, being in ketosis, right? You know, I'm not saying that that element of the scientific aspect, you know, isn't true at all, but how significant is it really? I mean, to you, it's thinking, oh, that's making all the difference in the world, right? It might tip the scale a little, but it has the organizing principles. And that's all I see of why it works. I don't care what the training program is, and I don't care what the diet is. All right. You can put 10 diets in a box, you can put 10 training programs in another box. All right. You can blindfold me and spin me around, and I have to pick out one diet and one training program. And I can make them work because I know what's common about them. I'm not chasing shiny objects. I know what I have to do. I know what the expectation of how long it should take. I know what's happening, right? So you can give me any trade. I can tell you the benefits, and they do work. There's somebody who's worked with, but if you don't have that belief and you don't stick with it, you don't put a 15 out of 10 effort because it doesn't make sense to you, or it doesn't meet your expectations. You're not losing enough weight, all right, as fast as you think. And I always say, well, what makes you think it should happen that way? Well, I just wanted to, and I think I've done a lot of work. Well, that's not good enough to know how the body works, right? So if you want this type of clarity, so you can just, I mean, see it from that perspective, so you just follow through until you can move on to other, you can be healthy, fit, build muscle, show up to the gym, eat right. You can do what you need to do, feel certain and calm about it, and then you have it for the rest of your life. So you can handle all your other challenges in life. Well, reach out to me for that one-on-one coaching, right? Through our time together, I'll give you that certainty, right, that you need. Hello, James. Kirk says, at what age did you start working out, and when did you decide to pursue the competing side of it? That's a great question. So I was like a lot of men, and in my early 20s, I always was somewhat in shape. I didn't necessarily care to be in ultimate shape. I was fine. Never looked at my body and said, ugh. Never got picked on. I didn't have any of those kind of issues. I think for me, it's certain points of my life where I just want to be all I can be. I used to work on my mind a lot. I was obsessed with personal development. So just join a gym, right? And probably 2 or 3 times I joined a gym. At that time, you couldn't necessarily get into the, gym for $19.99 or whatever, $20 or whatever they do now. I mean, you had to put down $500, $900 or whatever, to get into a gym. I did that 2 or 3 times. But when I was 27 years old, I moved to a new town, a new city, didn't know anybody. And I had a guy who lived in this apartment complex above me. He was a kind of a cool guy. And I just was picking apart my body. You got a good body, but, your biceps and the triceps and your calves. And I was going, who even looks at a body like this guy's weird? Because I just wasn't into all that, right? As a matter of fact, I had a girlfriend a couple of years before that had muscle and fitness or whatever. I remember seeing it on her coffee table, and I didn't work out. I mean, I had a sports background, but I didn't go to a gym on a regular basis and body part splits or anything like that. I just remember picking up, that magazine and going and looking through. I go, who would want to look like one of these oily guys, right? I guess she went to a Gold's Gym, and that was a big deal for her. I could care less at this stage of my life, right? So when I moved to that new town and just had this guy kind of just show me what to do, so I didn't have to have all this confusion that a lot of guys are going through. I just did what he did when I didn't have anything else to do because I was new to the town. I worked out, 5 days a week, did the same routine all the time. And I just began to grow. And I think that, I got into it because I didn't have anything else to do and found that gym camaraderie, and it just stuck. And then you know what, about 6 or 8 months, I was really into it, started, reading the muscle magazines and, taking Joe Weider, Amino 2000 or whatever, right? And what happened is I had a bad couple weeks of eating after about, 6 or 8 months of working out. And I just remember I was, I was gaining muscle and, just really getting into it. And I think it wasn't real weight, but I was 27 years old and really hitting weights for the first time and doing it consistently. I gained 30 pounds, right? But it wasn't, all muscle, of course. So I was big and reading magazines. I really found this new love. But I remember I had a couple bad weeks of eating, and I remember it was like a Saturday, didn't really have anything to do, right? I think the gym was my escape. And there was one of those lap machines, that you pull down. And I remember it pulled up my, remember those 𝗕𝗁𝗏𝗄𝗏 shirts or whatever people wore in the early 90s, whatever, right? It kind of just pulled up. And for the first time, I saw this V taper in my body. I go, damn, right? I look like a bodybuilder. And so from that point on, I started dieting. And then, after 13 months of training, natural bodybuilding kind of just started, and there were really low level shows, right? And so I won this show after just 13 months of training. Then I won another show and things like that, right? And it was a natural show, drug tested. I remember after I won, my first show after 13 months, the promoters, nice people, they said, hey, and I told them I was going to do the show the next weekend, or maybe it was 2 weeks later, I don't know. And they said, hey, that is a drug tested show. So, just want to tell you, we're going to test you. So you sure you want to enter that show? And I was going, what did he do? Yeah. I just thought, wow, if the judges think that I'm on drugs, right? I've just been training for 13 months. What chance do I have to win this show? Right. And, like I said, they were nice people. And so they, what I found out, years later, because, I did all these shows and, local and whatever, but, I remember, she told me, like, I don't know, maybe a year later, they took all the money from all the contestants' drug tests, and they put me through every single test, right? A drug test. And man, that was just after 13 months of training, right? So I was pretty much hooked then, just put on the blinders on and, just started putting my head down. It was a way because, at that time, like if you know my story, I was working in the grocery store, working my way up the ladder, became the youngest manager in this chain. But I knew I was destined for more. I didn't know what it was going to be, tried other things, but it was kind of one of those kind of good paying for that year, that age type of job. But so this was my ticket out, right? And so I started writing, doing a lot of stuff to get me here. Let's see here. So that's my story of how I started competing. Hello, John. Hello, James. Let's see. Stephen, we spoke years ago, and I purchased your products. You are a cool dude, Skip. Well, thank you so much, Stephen. And so Bob says, thank you, Skip. I'm turning 50 soon, and your coaching and insight have been a tremendous help to me. I couldn't begin to thank you enough. Well, thank you. You're a difference makers to so many lives. I really appreciate that. Right? Let me just tell you is like, if you want to be just off the charts, outstanding, amazing at what you do, you got to focus way past the fact that if you're bored or you don't think it's paying off, and you got to do it for years, right? And so I've been doing this for 32 years and talking about it, thinking about it. And to me, the range of what you need to do, it's not this big, wide range of things. It's again, I just know what guys need and just focus on it. And so all I do, it's like the same organizing principles, making it clear to the person I'm talking through coaching, right? And there's a lot of things I would love to talk about, but once I start, segmenting it, it gets away from the point that I'm trying to do. But I'm going to start introducing those. Like I said, there's a lot of things I'm passionate about that I think kind of tie in. Got a lot of like personal development for older men. My kids, their personal development and their personal development also through sports separately, how they all tie in together. A lot of things planned with that. You kind of see, I post videos and things like that. Got a lot of things planned. You got the heavy lifting, even when we're older, or the weight training, dumbbells, barbells, gym type of structure, type workouts. But I also want to get into, just overall conditioning, all right, as we get older, stretching, running, right, longevity type of exercises too. So there's a lot of things that I have planned. And the talk about the discussion, I mean, men don't really talk about that. And there's, I think there's a real need. So Kirk says, do you think squatting is a good idea for older gentlemen who are tall? Okay. I think the squatting is, well, what's the purpose? And, squatting, leg press, whatever it is, that's the process. What is the result, right? So everything we should do, regardless of the process, we should focus on the result. And so we want to, certainly build, if not at least maintain, overload, our legs. So whatever the process is squats, is that the only way to build your legs? Is it the safest way? Maybe not. It's on technique. And I mean, sheer overload. I think there's a lot of easier ways to overload the muscle with so many great machines out there that are a lot safer. But, it's really a person, their likes, their preference, their risk-taking ability, and their skill level. But certainly they do work. Certainly they do work, so. All right. Well, that's going to do it. Hey, thank you so much for the passion, the energy, and the questions. Let's take on the day with a sense of urgency. We have to when we're a little bit older. We've got more time behind us.